listen, never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Getting on baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
So another episode of Pitch and Moan. I am your host, Courtney Finnicum, and I am joined by new Washington Nationals manager Blake Butera. Blake, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. Courtney, thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate this professional setup. I mean, you're in the middle of spring training, your very first year. I mean, it's got to be kind of a trip for you being 33 years old and now being the new manager of a Major League Baseball team. And there's been a real youth movement going on with the Nationals. You have a brand new GM who's 31 years old. Your president of baseball operations is 35. You're 33. I mean, how did the young manager and a young front office come together to rebuild an entire organization the way you guys are right now?
Yeah, I think it all starts with Paul. And, just watching his press conference when he was named president of the Nationals, just his vision, it was super clear. Like he had a very clear goal of what this is supposed to look like and how we're going to get there. And it was something that I absolutely full-heartedly believed in as well. And I think as you get a chance to know Paul, you understand, people can talk the talk and make it sound really good, but he's actually about what he says he is. And it's easy to get behind somebody like that. And then Ani, our new GM, is 31, like you mentioned. He and I have some history from when he was with the Rays prior to going to the Phillies. Also, just an incredible person, first and foremost. And then you tackle on the just the baseball knowledge and the creativity. Like he's always willing to, view things from a different perspective, a different lens. And if you get those two guys together, it seemed like it's been a lot of fun so far.
So what is the vibe going into Nationals camp right now? I mean, it's a young team, like I said, a young organization. I mean, what ideally do you want to portray to these guys now that you're a new manager? I mean, what is the entire vibe and energy going into camp right now?
Yeah, it's a clean slate, right? Like these guys have, it's a brand new staff. It's a brand new front office. They have an opportunity in front of them to write their own chapter. It's a brand new slate here. And with that, I want to make sure they all understand. And I think a lot of them do understand this already is when we're here, we're really going to work. And the reason why is because we don't think our players are even close to being finished products. We all think that every single player in that clubhouse has another gear they can get to. And it's our job as a staff to help them become the best version of themselves.
And not to keep hyping on your age or anything, but you're closer in age to some of the players that you're managing, right? I mean, 33 years old, there's a lot of guys close and around your age. Does that change how you lead or your style of managing?
No, not really. And I know this is I'm not comparing the two. This is a totally different scale. But my first year managing with the Rays, I had gone from playing with all of those players for multiple years to then being their manager. So that was probably the hardest part of my career coaching. And that was when I was 25 years old. And I think the first thing that I learned early on was you can't change who you are because you're the manager. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Be the same person day in and day out. Show the players how much you care about them as people and as players, and that you're going to do everything you can to support them and help them along the way and have their backs while you're doing that. I think that's kind of what they want, right? They want somebody that believes in them. They want somebody that's going to push them and lead them. And that's kind of, regardless of age, that's who I'm going to be.
And now you've also had some experience as well with Team Italy. You were their bench coach in 2023, correct?
Yeah.
And Mike Piazza was the manager of Team Italy. Did you learn anything from Mike Piazza at the time? I mean, great catcher, obviously, classic historical catcher. Anything from Mike Piazza that you've taken onto your own role right now?
I've learned so much from Mike. Actually, still talk to him, I'd say every week or so. He's been such a mentor, a friend, somebody that is passed on a wealth of knowledge, obviously a Hall of Famer, like you mentioned. when he was managing our Team Italy team, just how much he cares was the first thing that stood out. He just poured everything he had into every one of our players. And it was almost like he was each player's biggest fan because he just wanted them to succeed so badly. And the players felt that. And I think that's why I think we kind of played over the expectations and made it to the quarterfinals in Japan. Because they wanted to have success for him because they knew how much he cared. And yeah, we've kept in touch a lot about that. He's continued to tell me like, hey, don't change who you are, be the same person. And enjoy it, right? And make sure the players understand like you're here for them.
You mentioned a couple players, and obviously, Mike Piazza, and giving you that advice to players as well. A guy like James Wood, who came off an incredible year last year. What are some of the expectations that he has moving forward this year as well? Like, what does growth look like for a James Wood?
I think just to build off the year he had this past year and the year prior to that, I think, in my first conversation with James, the thing that stood out to me was how he was kind of frustrated with how last year ended. I'm looking at his numbers and I'm talking to him kind of laughing, being like, someone at your age to have the year that you had and to not be very happy with it is awesome. Like, he's extremely motivated. He wants to be the best player in baseball, and he wants to do that for a long time. And whenever you have someone like that in your clubhouse, it's so much fun, right? And he's an incredibly talented person. He's an incredibly gifted and great person as well, and was definitely raised the right way. And I think for James, it's just kind of finishing the year the same way he started last year. I think he just ran out of a little bit of steam. It's a long season. I know he spent a lot of time this offseason to train his body to be able to play 162 plus playoffs. And I'm just excited to see what 2026 looks like for James.
So a player that you guys had, Mackenzie Gore, you guys traded in the offseason. Any idea right now? Obviously, we haven't even started the spring training games yet, but how will you replace the innings that Mackenzie Gore gave you? And can anybody from that Mackenzie Gore trade, step up and help contribute to the Nationals this season?
Yeah, first I'll say that, just getting to know Mackenzie was a lot of fun these last few months. He's a great person, and I know he's going to go to Texas and do an outstanding job, and we're all pulling for him to do so. But also the players that we got in the return, we feel extremely happy and excited about. I think Abby Ortiz, obviously being in AAA with the Rangers this past year, has a job or has an opportunity to compete for a job on our major league team right away. And then, as you mentioned, there's going to be some innings that we're going to need to plug in there to fill the void that Mackenzie leaving gives us. And we feel really good about the options that we have in-house right now. Some guys that we brought in. I know you mentioned, or I'm sure everyone's seen that we signed Miles Michaelis, who's been outstanding. Just a couple of days he's been here. But it's going to take everybody in this clubhouse stepping up. And luckily we have an outstanding pitching coach and pitching group that's going to help kind of get the most out of all those guys.
What have you underestimated so far in your role as manager?
Underestimated. I think, with anything, when you join a new organization, there's so many people, right? So many new people. And I spent the last 11 years with the Rays and have really gotten to know every single person in that organization from top to bottom. And a lot of what I pride, myself on is creating those relationships and really getting to know people. So whenever you walk into this, it's brand new, right? Like you're managing all the players that are in your club, and in spring training, it's 65 plus at the start of camp, and then our major league staff. And obviously I want to get to know all of our minor league staff, our front office, but they're all brand new to me. So I think that's been something that I wouldn't say underestimated, but it has, it's been a challenge because I really want to get to know every single person here, and it's just going to take some time, and I need to tell myself that.
And just like in anything, and I've learned this too, everything is relationship driven, right? Like if you have relationships with people, they're going to trust you. They're going to play hard for you. They're going to do what they need to do. And I agree with that. It's all about the relationships in baseball and in life. Couple final questions for you, Blake. I do appreciate your time. What does success look like for you this year outside wins and losses?
Yeah, outside of wins and losses, I think success looks like I want to make sure we create a foundation that we can build off of, right? I think that foundation starts with culture, and culture being being a good teammate, right, and having each other's backs in the clubhouse, but also understanding that, look, we're gonna spend a lot of time. We've already spent a lot of time to formulate some player plans and some development goals for every player in this clubhouse. And with that, making sure they understand that, hey, you guys have another gear to get to, and you can get a lot better. And that's kind of the common theme I've heard from all of these guys as I've had a chance to talk to them and get to know them. So our job as a staff is to help them become the best version of themselves. And with that, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of frustration. It takes a lot of failure. And there's going to be ups and downs throughout the season, no doubt. But understanding that when we control the things that we can control and, get to work, that there's going to be some good outcomes down the road. Never know when those outcomes are going to come, but believing that if we have a good process, we have a good foundation, and we come to work ready to go every single day, that the rest will take care of itself.
So I'd like to conclude my podcast with one very important final question to you. Why is baseball not boring?
Baseball is not boring because you have an opportunity to see some of the best players in the world, play the best sport, the best game in the world, in my opinion. And, I think baseball has done a tremendous job over these last few years, just making the game that much better, whether it be the pitch clock, whether it be some more fan interaction. I think seeing the games in Tokyo last year, and now there's more and more games, across not just the United States, but across the world. There's just a lot of diversity in the game, which makes it that much fun.
That's a slam dunk. That's a home run of an answer, Blake. I do appreciate that. And I appreciate your time today. Good luck this year. I'll be paying close attention to the Nationals. I'm sure you guys will do great. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Blake.
Thanks, Courtney. Thanks for having me.